okay. So how long is one of those circuits? So how long? Like how many hours is in one of those 14 days?
Yeah, I'd say every day is roughly like 6 hours. But that doesn't count. Another huge part of that type of racing is half of it is the stages you do, and probably the other half of we call it, well, they're kilometers, they're not miles, but the kilometers we do are on the highway. So you have like transfer zones. So you're in the country of Saudi Arabia. You can't just drive off road throughout the whole country.
Yeah.
So every day that we call it the bivouac, which is that city, that's what they call it. We leave the bivouac and we drive on the highway to get to the start of the stage. Then you start the stage at your time. You do the stage and then usually get back on the highway again, drive for a couple hours to get to the bivouac that's at this new area.
Wow.
So half of it is waking up super early in the morning, getting in the car, driving through the cold for 2 hours, racing 6 hours, and then driving another 2 hours in the dark.
Wait, so you got to drive 2 hours before you even can start the race?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So yeah, you have a certain time that you have to leave the bivouac. So you wait for your time, you leave, and they give you an allotted time to finish the road section.
So this is 6 hours plus the 2 to 3 that you have to drive. So you're driving a total of 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that before I went any further. I wanted to make sure wow, that's exhausting. But go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I mean, so yeah, we have an allotted time to finish the road section to get to the actual start of the stage. And they give us enough time. So like you can cruise, you can go to, there's gas stations along the way, get some food or do something. But you have to get to the start at your allotted time, start the stage, finish, and then you have an allotted time to get back to the bivouac.
Yeah, wow.
Because, sometimes people have a problem even on the road section, something can happen with the car. So they have to make sure you get there within a certain amount of time. Wow. So that's what makes it a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, so you drive, let's just say I drive 4 or 5 hours in a day. My whole next day, I'm just done.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Are you covered or is it just open air, like hitting you all the time? Do you have like windows you can roll up? Do you have anything else? Is it just open, just hitting you? Because I know the weather out there is not anything nice. Anytime you're in the desert, it's either really hot during the day and freezing at night, or, you got sand kicking up, anything like that. Do you have any kind of like covers that make it a little bit easier on you?
No. So yeah, I'm a little unlucky. The car I'm driving right now has no windscreen. A lot of the cars do have windscreens, and that makes it nice because on those sections you could take your helmet off, set it next to you, put your headphones in, chill out, and you're not in the rain.
Not Mitch.
But not Mitch.
Not Mitch.
No.
Mitch don't get any love.
Yeah,
Mitch
so we
gets zero
bring
love.
huge jackets, all this stuff, because, you'll wake up in the morning, sometimes it's freezing, and you'll look out ahead, or it might even already be raining, and like the area we're driving to is pouring rain.
And
so
you're just in it.
Yeah, it sucks.
Soaked.
Sucks. And then you're soaked the whole day. So
Yeah. Then I don't know if you get rashes or anything, but depending on what you're wearing, that's awful. It starts smelling and stuff, right? I mean, so then it goes back to the heat. Is there washers or dryers out there? You get to put on new clothes. Do you change clothes like at those pit stops? So they got you taken care of as far as hygiene goes.
Yeah, I mean, we have like it's not like a camper you'd see usually like in the States, like those big 40-foot motorhomes, but we have a little camper. We're lucky. Like our crew, they sleep in tents.
Really?
So yeah, we get back and luckily we have like the suits we wear, all of our gear, we have like 3 or 4 sets of it.
Okay.
But the big thing is we have a rest day, it's called. So 14 days of racing. After 7 days, you have a rest day in the middle.
Okay.
So that's for everyone the mechanics, especially to like get the car, because every night they have a few hours and then we're going back again. So they work through the night. So it gives them a chance to like really get the car ready. Jeez. It's a media day for us. We do a lot of media stuff, and then this year we got to sleep in a hotel. So that was awesome.
Oh, wow.
And, wash all your clothes, take the clothes to the hotel, do all that stuff. So yeah, it's the stuff people don't think about, but it's a lot.
Well, I mean, I'm just going through the stories and just thinking about, because I was in the Marines, and like they're really harsh on us in certain situations. But like, I mean, I valued water, I valued food, I valued breaks. I'm pretty in, concerned about you. Like when you tell me all these things, I'm like, I kind of like, so it's okay. So they kind of still balance it, but I'm sure it's still a struggle. It can't be easy.
Yeah, it's tough.
It can't be easy. Like there's no way that that's easy. Because if it was easy, a lot of people would do it. But I mean, you're thinking about the financial aspect of it. You're thinking about the traveling. You're thinking about the work. I mean, the mechanics of it. I mean, everything, you know, just, and then the risk being involved, you know, I mean, you got to love this to do it. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
you have to. I mean, it's not just something anybody can just pick up and just start doing, you know? So, I mean, I'm thinking, man, this sounds like a really tough professional sport you're in.
Yeah, it's tough, but I'm lucky. Like, you know, Dakar, like that Dakar rally that I do, it's a lot of people, it's becoming bigger in the States. People follow it because like some Americans are doing it now, but before it's one of the biggest races in the world. It's just not an American thing. So a lot of people follow it.
That's how a lot of things are.
Yeah, it's kind of like soccer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool. And like me coming from racing, I've always known about it. So it's been kind of a dream. And that's like when Red Bull came along. Yeah. And, you know, they wanted to get more younger, not only Americans, but just younger kids racing it. Because a lot of the top guys, they're getting older. So they need someone to kind of take over eventually. So it's cool, like getting the opportunity to do it. And like, I mean, sometimes it definitely sucks. Sometimes it's awesome, but like the stories we get are just crazy out there.
What's some of the craziest stories that you can tell me? What's some of the craziest things that happened? This is what I want to know.
Man, I would say probably the first year I did it. So it was, I think 3 years ago. We had an issue out there and the car was broken. So what
was the issue? What happened?
Fuel pump stopped working.
Oh, wow.
So couldn't start the car.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
Where's the fuel pump located? Is it underneath or is it?
It's on like the back of the car. It's
so
like
it's
an
easy to get to?
external one. Yeah. So it's
easy
easy to get to, but there was nothing we could do. It was broken. So
you didn't have any extra spares?
No,
nothing.
Unfortunately not. So stuck out there. We have an assistance truck. So like there's these big trucks that follow. They start in the back though, and they take maybe a few hours to get to you, but they have parts and stuff. Well, they didn't have a fuel pump, so it was like, hey, we're gonna tow you. They have this big rope that's about this size. It looks like it could tow like a cruise ship or something.
Right.
And they were gonna tow us through the dunes to get to the finish of the stage so we could keep going. Because if a competitor helps you, then you can stay in the race. So they're a competitor. So they were towing us. They went up a dune. They were on the other side, and the rope had some slack in it, so it ripped a part of the car off with it.
Wait a minute. So you're going up a hill? Can you explain that to me, like, you know, just for the viewers?
I mean, like there's this big truck's towing us. It's got a huge rope, and we're a small car. That thing has probably, I don't know, 1,500 horsepower or something. It's huge.
So is the engine torqued it?
Yeah. So they went up over the dune. I was on the other side, and I was on the brakes, but when the rope gets slack like that, you know, it bunches up. Eventually, they're going to start driving. It's going to go boom.
No.
It did that, ripped just a part of the chassis, like just a huge part of the car off, went flying. And at that point, it was dark out. It's probably like midnight, and we couldn't continue at that point because the car was kind of ripped apart. So I mean, that's my craziest story. Like we stopped there, kind of talked to the guys that were towing us, and it's like, well, I guess we're just going to sleep here. So.
The Big Daddy